All right, a very special good morning to everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today for a very special presentation. We will be having our colleagues from Aruba tell us about trade and investment opportunities in Aruba. Before we move into the presentation, I would like to give the word or the opening to the manager for competitiveness and innovation at Caribbean Export, Mr. Dami Sinanan. Dami?
Thank you very much, Suzette, and a pleasant good morning and happy new year to everyone who is on the webinar this morning, including all our panelists and all our attendees. Caribbean Export is very proud to bring you our first webinar of 2021 in our Talking Exports webinar series. This webinar series was a direct result of the COVID-19 pandemic. We realized that no longer could we have this in-person, face-to-face type interaction. So we introduced Talking Exports fairly early in the pandemic so that we can continue to get the information about exporting and business development and entrepreneurial spirit out to all our private sector clients, especially now when we realize that things are so difficult due to the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. This particular webinar is focused on the Aruban market, and it is entitled Untapped Opportunities Next Door, Exploring Trade and Investment Opportunities for CARIFORUM Firms Within the Region. Primarily, the objective of this is to really get to know our colleagues and our friends in Aruba, and that they can get to know us in the CARIFORUM region. Aruba has been one of our neighbors. It is a Dutch overseas territory. And traditionally, we have not had that type of business relationship, minus a few exceptions. Ms. Rina Rahaman will speak about that, for example. We realized that with the COVID-19 pandemic, supply chains have been disrupted. The way of doing business has changed. No longer can we look at traditional ways and traditional markets because of the blocks that have been thrown up. What we recognize is we have a number of neighbors that are right here in the region, just a few hours away, that we can explore and try to do business with and build relationships. And that's not just on the CARIFORUM end, but also on the Aruba end. So it is our hope today that this webinar will identify the types of opportunities for trade and investment that exist not only on Aruba's end, but also in CARIFORUM, so that we can sort of build that bridge to doing more business with Aruba, so that both territories can benefit, especially given the challenging times that we are seeing. We have a very packed panel this morning. We have a number of representatives from Aruba, and I'd like to personally thank Mr. Martin Bolkestein, Ms. Sharon Meher, Ms. Zulema Erasmus, Ms. Corey Castor, and Ms. Betty Heilinger. Apologies if I mispronounce your names. My Dutch is very rusty. So with that said, we thank you all, and I'm looking forward to the presentations this morning. I know I will be listening and with deep interest, and it's my hope that Suzette and I can actually come to Aruba to, of course, meet with you guys one-on-one and to benefit from that Aruban hospitality. So with that being said, I will not keep you all any longer. I will turn it back over to Suzette and welcome everyone once again.
Thank you very much, Dami. I was playing back in my mind my introduction, and I realized I didn't even say my name. So thanks a lot for saying my name, Dami, and letting everybody know that this is Suzette Hudson. I want to also take this opportunity to pass the word on to Zulema Erasmus, who will just give us some opening comments before we begin. Zulema?
Thank you, Suzette. Good morning. My name is Zulema Erasmus from the Department of Economic Affairs, Commerce and Industry of Aruba. First of all, it is an honor to be part of a concretization of a cooperation between Aruba and the Caribbean Export Development Agency. Thank you, Suzette, for the opportunity to introduce to the attendees today the Aruba Trade Board. It is an important platform in Aruba that was formalized in October 2020 to establish a public-private dialogue on trade promotion and international investment. It is even more than a dialogue, The members of the Aruba Trade Board work actively together to bring businesses together and stimulate international trade for Aruba and to attract innovative investments. So the Aruba Trade Board is represented today at this webinar. We have the Aruba Chamber of Commerce, the Department of Economic Affairs, Commerce and Industry, the Free Zone Aruba NV, and the Aruba Trade and Industry Association. They are all members of the Aruba Trade Board. So consider us at your service to help you enter the Aruban market.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zulema. We look forward to it. We're going to cue a video now, but just to say that we look forward to taking CARIFORUM members into the Aruban market to explore opportunities there, and also to extend the courtesy of taking some Aruban exporters into the CARIFORUM market as well, so that partnerships can be built. That's the idea behind all of this, that we establish very close and strong partnerships. At this point, we're going to play a very short video that gives us a little bit more information on Aruba. All right, while we wait patiently on the video, maybe we could, all right, it's coming up. Excellent. Thank you so much, Aruba, for that video. We're definitely coming to visit, definitely. All right, so we're going to jump right into our presentations this morning. And these presentations will take us through all the information we need to know about doing business in Aruba. And this is business as in terms of trade and business in terms of investment. And then we're happy to say that we also have, closing out this session today, a success story. Carib Brewery will be speaking about their success in penetrating their Aruban market, and it will be an opportunity for you to also ask questions. Please use the chat box, which is available if you look to your panel drop-down box. You'll see that the chat is the very last section there. You can either use your chat or you can pose your questions. So there's a question section and there's a chat section. And we're also at the very end of this presentation, at the end of everything, we'll be doing a questionnaire. We're going to ask you to please stay online, complete the questionnaire and submit it. It will take you no more than maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes maximum, just to quickly complete the questionnaire and send it in to us so we can know about the success of this event and so that we can plan for future events. All right, without further ado, I'm going to ask Sharon to please go ahead and make her presentation. I will bring her presentation up right this minute. Just a second. Okay, I'm not sure why this is not coming up. I'll try again. Just a second, colleagues. For some reason, my share screen is not coming up. All right, are you able to see my screen, Sharon? Are you seeing the presentation?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, good. Thank you, technology didn't fail me today. All right, so as soon as you're ready, please go ahead.
But sorry, excuse me, can you put it in presentation mode, in slide mode?
Of course, of course. There it is.
Yes, thank you, Suzette. Please go to the next slide for me to give a little of the content we are going to speak today. First of all, I also would like to thank every participant, every attendee today to give us the opportunity to come and share a little of our beautiful island of Aruba. Today I'm going to give a brief overview of Aruba, its demographic and economy. Also, the trade relationship between the CARIFORUM states and Aruba regarding importing and exporting, and also a little of the Aruban exporter profile. Next slide, Suzette. Okay, as you can see, Aruba is located in front of the coast of Venezuela. Aruba is 180 square kilometers. Our population, we have approximately 112,000 inhabitants, and it consists of 34% is foreign population. And our population, 84% of our population uses internet. We have good internet broadband here in Aruba. Next slide, Suzette. A little of Aruba economy, as we can see, the first graph is of our real GDP. We can see in 2020 the effect of COVID-19 on our economy. However, we are really positive, and we have some forecasts and outlook for 2021. And the previous year, Suzette. Or I'll just mention it. Suzette, you are going through the, can you hear me, Suzette? You're moving,
Yes, yes, I hear you.
you're going too fast through my slides. Previous one,
The next one?
previous,
Oh, okay, here we go.
yes. Okay, so the optimistic scenario for 2021 is that our real GDP will grow with 5.2% and our nominal GDP with 5.6%, and inflation nominal GDP in 2021 with 0.6%. Now, next slide, Suzette. And this is to give an overview. 97% of our businesses consist of SMEs, small and medium enterprises, and 52% of employment and 52% of the wages and salary is also covered by our SMEs. 62%, this is the tourism or tourism industry. That's our total receipt percentage of GDP. And our average annual growth is 4%. And as you can see also, Aruba doesn't have a lot of businesses that are currently exporting. Only 5% of our businesses are currently exporting. And our unemployment is at 7.5%. Next slide. Now we are going to see some statistics to see again what is the current trade relationship between CARIFORUM and Aruba. As we can see, this is total imports, and all the amounts are in Aruban florins. So we can see that from the Dominican Republic, from Bahamas, but also from Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname. You can go later on as you will receive this presentation in detail. You can see the amounts and from where Aruba is importing currently. Next slide, Suzette. I'm not going to go in detail for it. However, it is some really interesting information for you. This is all the products that are currently being imported by Aruba from the CARIFORUM states. You can see in detail the product, the amount, and from which state we are importing which products. We have 2 slides of this for your perusal. Next slide, Suzette. This is the rest of all the products. So if you can see already what is being imported and what Aruba is interested in which product. Next slide. But what's most important, I think, is the top 10 products imported from the CARIFORUM states. We can see that what we are importing the most now is salt, sandstone, and cement, followed by tobacco, paper, cardboard, and you can see all the amounts also. These amounts, as I mentioned before, is in Aruban florins, in millions. And Aruban florin is pegged to the US dollar at 1.79 for you to get an idea of the amount. Next slide, Suzette. Now we're going to go on the other side, Aruba exporting to the CARIFORUM state. As we can see also, Aruba exports the most to the Dominican Republic, but also to Suriname, to Bahamas, and to Grenada. And all the other states, we have trade relationships with most of the states of CARIFORUM. Next slide, Suzette. The same thing we did also, you will have this table to, after this presentation, to go in depth and in detail to see what are all the products that we are exporting and to which states and the amounts of these products. So if I can give an example from this table, we can see if we take, for instance, footwear, we see, okay, we export to Grenada, and vice versa, the other tables where we import and which products from. And the top 10 products exported from Aruba to the CARIFORUM states, you can see them also in and the amounts. Tobacco, products of printing industry, electrical machinery and equipment, beverages, fish and seafoods, and the top 10. Next, Suzette. And I want to give an overview of Aruban exporters. Currently, Aruba, our total export from Aruba by the 50 most important countries, we see 41% is to the United States, 18% Venezuela, 13% to Curacao, 9% the Netherlands, 8% Colombia, 7% to Panama, and but we see also compares as a lesser extent to also to Trinidad and Tobago. We see on the graph and other parts of the world. Next slide, Suzette. Here you can see the total export from Aruba in 2019. Again, we didn't do 2020 because of this situation of COVID-19 and the borders. There hasn't been a lot of trade in 2020. So to give a better view, we can see also the products that has been exported the most. Like you can see food products and all their percentages that have been exported in 2019. Next slide, Suzette. To give a profile, a little small profile of the Aruban exporters, we go to the cultural and creative industry. Here we have a lot of musicians, writers, composers, professionals from the tech industry and artisans that are currently starting. As I mentioned before, we do not have a lot of companies that are exporting, but they have the potential and want and are starting the process of exporting. Also from professional services, lawyers, advertising professionals, architects, accountants and financial advisors and consultants. And from general products, we have companies of hot sauces that are really interested and started exporting their products already, but are interested in broadening their horizons. So also looking to the Caribbean or CARIFORUM states, bijouterie, jewelry, and liquor. So this is a little to give a little profile of Aruban businesses that are interested in starting their exporting process. Next is that. And to give a little, as my colleague already mentioned, Ms. Zulema Erasmus, I'm from the Department of Economic Affairs. And in the Department of Economic Affairs, we have a unit, an export promotion desk that's named Export Desk. And as for that, just to give you a little information, we give during the whole year free information, training, webinars. We assist with trade missions, and we help entrepreneurs from Aruba to export. So we are promoting to see that our local entrepreneurs can benefit from internationalizing. And we do also a lot of partnership and strategic alliance. So we are really happy and looking forward to see what partnership and alliances we can do after this presentation. So that was my presentation today. You will receive it. I know that it has a lot of statistics in it, but you will receive it. So you will have time to go in depth in details to all those numbers. And if there's any question, please feel free to ask them after the presentation.
Great, thank you very much, Sharon. I already see a question in there that maybe you could take a note of. someone wants you to go over the imports into Aruba once again, maybe at the end we can quickly just have a conversation about some of the imports. And a question that I have, which I don't want to forget, is you say that your Expro desk offers support to your exporters who are going out. If we have exporters from the Caribbean who would like to come in, where can they go for that level of support? Maybe those are two questions we can take at the end. We don't want to cut in on anybody else's time for presenting, but thanks a lot, Sharon. We're going to ask Martin, who is from the Aruba Chamber of Commerce, to make his presentation. Let me just cue your presentation. I'm not doing such a good job at it, but I'm going to make an effort to do better. Let's see. All right, Martin, please let me know when you're seeing my screen.
Yes, I see it.
Perfect. All right.
We can
Please go ahead.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me. My name is Martin Balkenstein, and I'm the director of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Aruba. The Chamber is established in 1930, meaning we exist already 90 years, serving our business community. Our vision reflects our experience and knowledge about the business community. We want to be the primary resource center for the business community in Aruba and foster a prosperous and environmental entrepreneurial environment. Next slide, please. Next slide. So, yes, thank you. The Chamber of Commerce is the only organization in Aruba with a complete overview of all companies in Aruba and their characteristics. These graphs show an overview of all companies that are still existing by year of establishment. Remarkable is the impressive number of registered companies during last year, even though it was COVID, and this trend is still continuing in 2021. With a significant number of new companies establishing every week. Next slide. Suzette. Thank you. In total, the Chamber has over 18,500 active companies in its register. As we can see, they reflect a wide range of economic activities making up our economy. We are making use of the international standards industrial classification of economic activities, meaning that our data is internationally comparable with other countries. All types of economic activities are represented in Aruba. Next slide. The most important sectors in Aruba in number of companies, which also is very much related to the total number of employees working in the labor force, are the following 5 sectors: wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles, professional, scientific and technical activities, the construction sector, financial and insurance activities, and accommodation and food services. Next slide, please. Our register permits us to drill deeper into specific economic activities. For example, if we take a closer look into the sector accommodation and food service activities, very important if you're on a tourist destination, it reveals the total number of restaurants, hotels, bars, event catering, etc. Next slide. Another important sector concerns the sector of professional, scientific and technical activities. One can see, for example, the number of head offices, the number of companies active in the area of research and experimental development on natural sciences and engineering, advertising agencies, and so on. Next slide. The power of our registry lies in the possibility to combine or filter on certain variables, such as region, where the companies are, the legal form of the companies, year of establishment, specific type of economic activity, etc. Meaning data in our registry is able to reveal upcoming economic sectors, new geographical areas of economic activity, preferred forms of legal entity, and even other types of data that is publicly available. We can reveal that to our clients. Next slide. The next, this graph visualizes the trust of the Aruban business in our economy, despite of the COVID pandemic. We noticed in total in 2020 a total of 1,264 new registered companies. That is even more than the previous year. It seems that business community sees opportunities in to be economically active in many different economic sectors, ranging from the wholesale to retail, professional consultancy, construction, real estate, and ICT. Another positive sign is that the number of cancellations and liquidations is very low in 2020. We had only 566 cancellations, even much less than in previous year. It is also important to note that the cancellations are not sector specific. In every economic sector, there are companies that unfortunately had to close down the doors or even go over into another economic entity. So you have to close down your company in order to continue in another legal entity. But apparently entrepreneurs also see opportunities in the same sector. Next slide. Aruba offers a great opportunity for investment and trade. Aruba ranks number 10 with regard to population density. Aruba ranks number 23 in the world with regards to car density. The connectivity is of a very high quality, with even more phones on the islands than people. We are very multi-diverse. We have people from over 133 countries living in Aruba, and most people speak 4 languages. Aruba offers, the Dutch Caribbean island of Aruba is strategically located in the Southern Caribbean between Americas and offering well-developed harbor possibilities. We have excellent air connections. We have state-of-the-art ICT connectivity, multilingual and high-skilled labor force. We have an independent and a high-quality judicial system, and we have some new tax incentives in order to promote the promising economic sectors identified by different stakeholders. Aruba offers also politically stability, support from the Netherlands, especially now during COVID period, low crime rates. Aruba is outside the hurricane belt. We have a very low level of inflation, and our currency is pegged to the US dollar. Next slide. Finally, the Chamber of Aruba is pleased to help you. We can assist in matchmaking sessions if you want to meet our local business community. We facilitate trade missions together with our colleagues represented here in the trade board. We provide personal business consultations online or in person at the Chamber. We give training and courses for our entrepreneurs on specific topics. We provide statistics about the companies, and the possibility for online registration if you want to establish a company here in Aruba. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to explain a little bit about Aruba and the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Suzette.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Martin. That answered one of the questions I had asked Sharon, but I'm sure that there's room for further discussion afterwards, and the questions are coming in. I mean, people want to know if the presentations will be available after the webinar. Absolutely. Someone is asking about exporting fish to Aruba. I mean, these are all questions that I'm sure we'll be able to answer later, because we do have representation from the free zones here as well, and maybe someone can give us some idea on how certain things, maybe not details, but definitely point our persons who are asking questions in the right direction. All right, thanks again, Martin. We move now to the presentation by Zulema Erasmus. Zulema, you've already introduced yourself. Let me just cue your presentation now. Just a second. All right, there you go. Are you seeing? Please let me know.
Perfect. I'm waiting for the, yes, perfect. Well, good morning once again. I think by now you would have a better understanding of Aruba's business climate, and hopefully we will have triggered your interest in exporting to Aruba. But we do not want this momentum to pass and to introduce Aruba to you as a one happy investment island. Next slide. So what I want to present today is ARENA as the Aruba Investment Agency of Aruba, as part of a unit of the Department of Economic Affairs, and the services that ARENA provides to be able to promote the promising sectors, new economic sectors in Aruba. Next slide. So the services of ARENA, the Aruba Investment Promotion Agency, out of the Department of Economic Affairs, has been a logical step in a process where the Minister of Economic Affairs presented her economic policy for a strong and resilient Aruban economy. Within her economic policy, she presented different segments she wanted to work on in her term. And one of them was the investment policy. And as part of the investment policy, the Department of Economic Affairs formulated an investment strategy. And it is ARENA, the Aruba Investment Agency, that is now in charge with executing this strategy. Next slide. So what is the investment strategy? Basically, it is to realize an innovative, competitive, and diversified economy. We all know that tourism has been a successful economic sector for Aruba, a very lucrative one, but it is very important, and it is the vision of the minister to diversify the economy in new economic sectors. And to be able to do this, it is also important to focus on the investment climate. So these are the both aspects within the investment strategy. Next slide. So what is the investment strategy? It is to venture into new economic sectors. These are what we call the promising sectors. Of course, you have tourism, something, a sector that we have to consolidate. You consolidate it by diversifying within within tourism itself. But next to that, Aruba wants to develop new economic sectors. These are knowledge economy, logistics, agriculture, circular economy, and creative industries. And what is interesting for you as potential investors is what Aruba is seeking within these new economic sectors. Aruba is looking for smart solutions to island challenges. Think of smart solutions in renewable energy, smart solutions in food security, smart solutions to jumpstart a circular economy in Aruba, whether it is to introduce new products that can be reused many times, or whether it is to think of solutions to be able to recycle, to reuse waste. Another opportunity that Aruba is seeking within the promising sector is are firms that can offer services in, for example, maritime services and airline services, where Aruba has an asset, a competitive advantage to be able to do it. And it is in this sub-sectors, in these segments, that we are looking for firms that can offer services to be able to develop, for example, logistics. Of course, let's stay on just for a few seconds more on the promising sectors. Of course, you can see Aruba as an end market, but like Sharon also mentioned, Aruba can also be a hub to export. They have to export the knowledge that you introduced in Aruba, the technology, the services that you introduced in Aruba. You can see it then as a next step to jumpstart, to use Aruba as a hub to export your service, your knowledge within the promising sectors. And what is the clear step that we are taking as ARENA to develop the promising sector is to launch an extensive branding in 2021 of Aruba as a one happy investment island and the promising sectors. And we would like to target investors through this branding, through this promotion within these new economic sectors and top global players, so that we can have a thriving ecosystem for you as a potential investor. So you will not have only business linkages with local SMEs, local thriving SMEs, but also top players. Next slide. So Martijn mentioned a little bit already why choose Aruba. Of course, with the branding and promotion trajectory, we would like to develop a thriving ecosystem for potential investors. But next to that, we offer many assets. The human capital, people who speak many languages with a high education level, the quality of life that we know here in the Caribbean, with a destination for well-being and happiness, the strategic location, not only a strategic location to offer services such as maritime and airline services, but Aruba has a strategic location between the European continent and the American continent. As many Caribbean states, we have a preferential entry to the US market under the Caribbean Basin Initiative. But as part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, we also have a particular relationship with the European Union as an overseas country and territory. And that also provides a preferential entry to the European market. Aruba has an open economy with an international business climate. Martijn already mentioned that because of the COVID pandemic, to jumpstart Aruba's economy, the government presented a set of tax incentives, and some may be interesting for potential investors in the promising sectors, and other aspects that I already mentioned: education, stability, safety, connectivity, all that makes the environment, quality of life, the environment that we call one happy island. Next slide. So it is a lot of information that you have had at this moment. This presentation was to specifically trigger your interest in investing in Aruba. You may have more questions about the promising sectors, about the tax incentives, and that is why we have ARENA, the Aruba Investment Agency, as a unit at the Department of Economic Affairs. As the official investment promotion agency, we can provide to you the information you need and the guidance you need. We have an extensive network as part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, a network of embassies of the kingdoms where we can provide information on other markets outside of Aruba. But like I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, there we have ARENA is part of the public-private network that is called the Aruba Trade Board. So when you speak with ARENA about investments, with our close contact with the Aruba Chamber, Free Zone, Aruba Trade and Industry Association, Expert Desk, we can provide more information to you within seconds. Next slide. So again, we have many services that we can offer to you as ARENA, and I think that some of you have not seen the video. I couldn't see it at the beginning. Maybe it's my laptop, but in either case, if you haven't seen the video, when this pandemic is over, you are welcome to visit Aruba to see it with your own eyes, and Arina will be able to assist you with site visits. My last slide, Suzette. So should you have any other questions and you want to contact Arina, you can contact me and my colleague Zuleika Kwant, the marketing and promotion advisor of Arina, the engine behind Arina, and we are here at your service.
Thank you very much, Zulema. I was very impressed to see all the promising sectors that are there in Aruba, and how you've so clearly defined not just the sectors but also the specific subsectors that you're looking for opportunities. And in particular for CARIFORUM countries, the opportunity to enter Europe and use Aruba as a launch pad into Europe, I think would be of particular interest to quite a few of our firms who want to be able to penetrate that market and take advantage of not just the EPA, if you want to come from the rest of CARIFORUM, but also the opportunity that the preferential rates that you may be offered as an OCT. All right, at this time, I will now call on two presenters. I apologize if you're looking at the agenda. You will see Miss Lucia White, but Lucia will not be with us this morning. We're talking about Free Zone Aruba, and Betty and Corey will be our presenters. Let me just cue your presentations now so that you can move straight into that. Please let me know when you're seeing my screen.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Suzette. Thanks everyone for joining this webinar. My name is Corey. My colleague Betty was waving at you at this moment, and I are account executives of Free Zone Aruba. Our main task is to assist clients that are interested in establishing export business. Today, we have prepared for you a PowerPoint presentation that has as end goal to encourage you to become part of our Free Zone. Next slide, please. Thank you, Suzette. Free Zone Aruba is a government-owned organization established in 1996. Our main objectives are to promote, manage, and develop the Free Zone of Aruba. Our organization consists of 8 persons that have years of experience and knowledge in diverse fields, such as finance, customer service, strategy making. Next slide, please. We pride ourselves in having a one-stop shop model within our organization, which means that everything that has to do with Free Zone matters is handled by our organization. Free Zone Aruba has concession from the government of Aruba, which means that our managing director signs all the licenses necessary for the Free Zone company to be operational. This is done without intermediation of government entities. There is no excessive bureaucracy. We intermediate on behalf of our clients for residence and work permits. We work closely with different government departments, such as Customs, Central Bank of Aruba, notaries, banks, legal, tax, counselors, and financial advisors. Next slide, please. What do we offer? We have standard warehouses available for rent. Average size is 300 square meters. The monthly lease prices are affordable. Also, we have ready-to-use offices. The offices are between 10 and 28 square meters big, and the rent prices are also affordable. Besides renting accommodation, you have two options to build your own facility inside or outside the free zone. You can build your own building in an area designated as free zone, or if your business activities cannot take place in a designated free zone area, you have always the option to let us designate the property as free zone. Next slide, please. We will talk a little about the benefits. A free zone company enjoys various benefits. The most important is the 2% profit tax per year on export activities. When building your facility or furnishing your office in the free zone, no import duties are paid on materials, equipment bought abroad and imported into the free zone. And on export activities, no tax is to be paid. The Central Bank of Aruba grants every free zone company exemption on 1.3% foreign exchange commission on foreign currency payments. Next slide, please. There's no need for a local partner to establish a free zone company. When new business opportunities arise that require that your existing operating license needs to be amended, there's no problem. This can be done by Free Zone Aruba in 24 hours. There's no minimum investment required to start a free zone, a business in the free zone. Also, no minimum number of employees. However, we do require there is some economic presence present in Aruba. For local sale, there's a special permit required. This permit is issued also by Free Zone Aruba. Service companies can establish everywhere on our island. Next slide, please. You can do 3 business activities. Services, which are now limited. Limited in the sense that these services need to be unique and don't take place in Aruba. Also, the traditional trade, such as bulk import and export of finished products, freight consolidation, and distribution. Light industrial activities, examples are processing and packaging, canning, bottling, and or labeling. Also, it is possible to add value to processing of goods to meet the requirements of the OCT or the CBI trade agreements. We want to highlight 3 activities that you can do also in the free zone. Drop shipments. Drop shipments means that the goods don't physically go through the free zone. Also, it's possible to showcase your products to potential buyers that come to the free zone to see these products. And when a contract has been signed, the goods can then be shipped directly from the supplier to the purchaser. Zulema mentioned the hub. Hub in the free zone is also possible because of our strategic location in the Caribbean region with our excellent connection via air and sea. It is possible to create business opportunities for the free zone. You can make our free zone a center point from which you can ship your products from Trinidad and Tobago, for example, to South America. Next slide, please. Besides business activities that are geared towards export, business can be also done on the local market. However, these activities need to fall into certain sectors such as sustainable energy, sustainable food supply, medical tourism, maintenance, repairs, restoration activities, and waste management. Examples, for example, is agriculture projects. Tourists can come to the island, for example, for medical procedures, of course, approved by our public health authorities, and also recycling of waste. Next slide, please. Okay, we have put together a word map for you to see the countries to which currently our clients are exporting. You can see thus that we export to different countries. Yes, that was it. Next slide, please. And finally, you have here our contact information. You can reach us via phone, via our website, and also email address. And as last, I would like to say, if you are an export-oriented company or offer unique services, the Free Zone Aruba is the best place to be. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was a very interesting presentation. I'm sure that there are questions that will follow. I'm going to ask our viewers and those who are listening in on this this webinar. If you have questions, please go ahead and include them in the section that says questions, or you can include them in the chat. Our panelists here will be more than happy to go through those questions and respond to them right now. All right, so I see a couple of them coming in. We'll take them just after our next presentation. So thank you again for that presentation from Free Zone Aruba. All right, so we thought it would not be wise for us to just talk about, you know, investment and trade opportunities in Aruba without having a best case or a success story, someone who has actually invested, who has done trade in Aruba and or with Aruba, and they can share with you what worked for them, what were some of the challenges or some of the benefits that came to them as a result. And so today we have Miss Rina Rahman with us, and Rina represents Carib Brewery Limited. Rina, are you hearing me? Can you join us now?
Thank you, Suzette. An awesome good morning from Trinidad and Tobago to the panelists and all delegates in attendance. I'll take a moment to reintroduce myself. My name is Rina Rahman, Market Development Manager at Carib Brewery Limited, a company established since 1950, manufacturing beer, stouts, and soft drinks. In our local market, we have formed partnership with Heineken International and Ginseng Up Corp. So I would like to thank Suzette for giving me this opportunity to present our success story. Can you please put up the presentation for me?
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I thought you were going to go ahead and share your screen. All right, just a second.
Sure.
And I'm going to ask you to show your screen, please, because I'm not opening your presentation at this moment.
1 minute.
Apologies for that. There was this misunderstanding.
Sorry. Let me know that you can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you make it a power a slideshow?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. So Carib Brewery falls under the Anson McCall group of companies. And so I would like to quote our vision and mission statement before going into the meat of the presentation. All right. Sorry about that. One minute, I'm having a bit of a technical problem here. Okay, so Anson McCall shall be the leading conglomerate in the region, continuously maximizing shareholder value by achieving exceptional performance, fostering long-term confidence and respect while generating sustained growth for all stakeholders. This shall be achieved by always delivering superior customer service that nurtures and grows a loyal customer base, creating an environment that encourages innovation and excellence, attracting, developing, and retaining talented people by recognizing and rewarding outstanding performance, recognizing regional and national needs and aspirations while protecting our environment for future generations. So Carib Brewery exports its product to 33 markets, both regionally and internationally. And as of October 2019, we entered into the Aruban market with our flagship brand, Carib. This presentation will give the steps I personally took to successfully achieve market penetration. All right, so my first step, as you can imagine, would be research. I used Export TT and IWSR, which provided an excellent set of information, which we would touch on later in the presentation. And now you also have expert desks at your fingertips. I also reached out to companies already trading in Aruba to get an idea of any challenges that I may encounter. Family and friends provided feedback on areas like market culture and consumption pattern. To be honest, I've been to Aruba only once, but was able to collect data on the top 4 beer distributors on the island. Tropical Bottling Company, and they are the local brewery. Roma Trading, the market leader. I actually had a meeting with this company as they are the parent company to the distributor, to my distributor partner in Curacao. I also collected data on PriceMart, who were doing distribution as well, and Tech Inc., a distributor of Venezuelan brew. So the second step for me was defining the market. In terms of demographics, I segmented the market into these points I have on the slide here: age, location, gender, income level, education level, marital status, occupation, ethnic background. Also looking at the psychographic. This analysis gave me a specific demographic to target. However, defining the market can be more than just these 2 points. You can look at geographical location of your potential customers. You can check out your competition and see who they are targeting, who are their current customers. And this will guide you on whether or not you should go after the same target market. You can also analyze your product, match it up against competing brand in terms of features and benefits. But at the end of it all, you need to evaluate your decisions. Okay, conducting market analysis. In 2019, the IWSR website showed a healthy growth rate for the Aruban market, with beer being somewhere around 69% of total beverage alcohol. So I was most excited to go into this market for business. Forecasted demand. So with the information I collected thus far, I was able to easily put together a forecast for the market's demand for the following 3 years. This was crucial for me to determine the market entry strategy. All right. Competitive analysis will point out competitors' weakness, which you can take advantage of and differentiate yourself by filling gaps which they may have missed. Barriers to entry. Being a one-pillar market focused on tourism can have its disadvantages. One of which is tourists gravitating towards the local beer brand. Okay, competing against the local brewery can be challenging as they pay lower duties based on production. The locals too may also want to support their local brand, since the brewery would be creating employment for the local people. And parallel trade. I will use Heineken as an example. There's an official distributor on the island, but supermarkets are importing it as well. What this does is increase BBO with every branch of transaction. So the distributor sells to the supermarket with a 6% BBO. The supermarket then sells to the customer with an additional 6% BBO. Meanwhile, the supermarkets bringing in the beer through parallel trade can offer a much better price to their direct customers, somewhere about 6% less than the official distributor. Okay. Developing the market entry strategy. Build, buy, or partner. This will depend on your financial capabilities, the risk involved, how soon you want to enter the market. For me, I already had Curacao and by extension Bonnet under my belt, and it was a personal goal to complete the ABCs. For Carib Brewery, though, the strategy would be to grow a market from anchor stage to growth, and then to a star market before investing into a build or buy option. And so we decided on partnering, right? Step 5, assessing the internal capabilities. So you can ask yourself questions like, how much of your core competency can you leverage? Do you have the infrastructure in place to supply demand? Questions like these would determine your organization's strengths and weaknesses, which you can improve on before moving forward. The most important step for me was selecting the best distribution partner, and so I conducted SWOT on the four potential distributor I researched. The org chart gave a view of the company's internal structure, which gave the assurance that they are capable of delivering our expectation. In particular, I was looking for a very strong on and off-premise structure. Distributors universe. My next task was to understand the distributors' reach in terms of distribution within Aruba's universe for alcohol. Understanding the current route to market and finding the most efficient and effective way of getting the product from point A to point B. The competitive landscape. How well does the potential distributor know their direct and indirect competitors, their missions, their strengths, their weaknesses? This is important to grow and take market share. How knowledgeable are they on the market culture and challenges? Network. You want to partner with a distributor who has connection at the Ministry of Trade or Customs House. What this does is it makes doing business a bit easier. All right. Skilled staff. I needed strong communication and negotiation skills to get my brands into the outlets. I wanted to ensure that my marketing campaigns would be executed properly, or all areas of business are being managed well. Okay, so, and of course you're gonna look at their financials as well. After I did the analysis, I approached the market leader for a distribution arrangement. And after a couple of months, they advised that they had an existing contract with another beer supplier that doesn't allow them to carry another beer brand. So while setting up a meeting with my second option, who was the local brewery at that point in time, I received an email from our St. Martin distributor, highly recommending that we do business with a company, PR Trading Company. So I did the SWOT, and they proved ideal for the business. At the end of the SWOT, I was still a bit skeptical, so I worked out a MOU for the first 6 months of trading. And at the end of the 6 months, I was happy to sign on Pepia for a long-term contract. Okay. So now that I've selected a strong distributor, together we had to construct a robust value chain to increase the efficiency and deliver the most value at the least possible cost, which would give both companies the competitive advantage. This on the screen here is a snapshot of what my value chain looks like. It contains all costs associated with landing the product in market. I can't emphasize enough that getting this done right would determine your success in this market. Some points to note: import duties are calculated at 12% on cost, freight, and insurance. Luxury goods are subjected to higher import duties. Necessity for life can attract 0 to 12%. Raw materials are duty-free for manufacturing industries. And alcohol, tobacco, and products of mineral oils are subject to excise duties. I wanted to touch briefly on challenges as well as benefits of doing business in Aruba. I know the other panelists did quite a good job, but I just felt that the presentation wouldn't be complete without doing this. So I have on my challenges, COVID restriction. As of 2020, this would be a barrier to entry. Visitors are placed in quarantine for 24 hours pending the result of COVID test, which may take 6 to 8 hours. This wasn't a challenge for me when I started off in 2019, but what it did, it prevented me from visiting the market in 2020. All right, and competitive pricing, as in any other market where there is a local brewery, we will experience this challenge, since the local brewery would not have to pay additional freight and haulage and import duties and taxes. All right, and the benefits, Aruba's strategic location can be used as a business hub, as it's in the heart of important trade routes. Excellent international connection with daily flights to Caribbean islands, Europe, and North and South America. Multilingual, the official languages are Dutch and Papiamento, but Arubans can also speak English and French. Safety and security, Aruba has a very low crime rate, which contributed to their growth in tourism. Aruba population enjoys one of the highest level of education in the region, with an excellent education system. And finally, infrastructure. Aruba has a state-of-the-art airport and modern facilities. So when you start doing business in Aruba, keep these points in mind. In closing, I hope that the information shared adds value and the success story given encourages you to take the next step. I would like to wish all potential investors good luck and hope to see you all in the happy island of Aruba, sipping on a Caribbean. Okay, so I'll now pass you on to back to Suzette.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Rena. I think everybody would agree that you know, your experience entering that market and your sharing that experience has been, that information is absolutely invaluable. All right, so we're now at the point where your questions, I mean, we cannot guarantee that they all will be answered. We are at 11:13, so we have literally only 17 minutes available, and there have been tons of questions, lots of them. So I'm going to start with the latest question after I say thanks again to our panelists. Gear up now. This is where the rubber hits the road, and the questions that are coming in are very pointed. All right, so Allison is asking about import duties and taxes for food manufacturing companies. Who wants to take that one? What are the import duties and the taxes for food manufacturing companies? Is that a question you can answer? No, you can let me know if it's something that you would reserve the response, and you can send that out by email because we have everybody's emails, so we can be pointed and answer those questions later. Does anybody from the panel want to take that question?
What I can point out is the following. Of course, we would not know in detail, okay, what would be the import tariff for a certain tariff line. But what I can tell you is at the Department of Economic Affairs, as we have experts helping in export promotion, experts helping with investment promotion, we have also colleagues that help with potential importers. So importers, I heard you mentioned before, Suzette, exporting fish to Aruba, now exporting manufactured food products. If you you can see the Department of Economic Affairs as a one-stop shop to provide you that information of eventual health certificates you will need, fish, and also to connect you with the customs. We can provide you the information and connect you to the customs department so you can get the correct information on the tariff lines. We do have some websites that you can consult already. Some of them we are working very hard to provide all the information in English. Should they be in Dutch, then you can, or we can help you at the department. What can I do to give you the websites? Because
sure, no, we can. You can include it in the chat to everyone.
I will do it.
But just to let everybody know that I see where some persons were saying they weren't able to see the video at the beginning, that Sharon's presentation was a little muffled in terms of the microphone not being able to hear clearly. All right, so we've noted all concerns and we understand. So what we're doing is that very same site that you went to on Caribbean Export's website, where the event was publicized, we will be putting up information on contact details for all our presenters. They've all approved our being able to provide that information to you. So contact information will be present. The presentations themselves will be present, so you won't have to worry. We will even put up the video, so you will have the video. And Zulema has also provided us with an extensive contact list that not only includes the persons who are here, but also includes other contacts that may be of interest to you. So we'll make sure that those bits of information are up. Please don't look for it today. Today is a public holiday in Barbados, which is our headquarters, and here in the Dominican Republic. So unfortunately, our support staff is not available today. So we will try to have that information uploaded for you by the close of business day on Friday. All right. So thank you very much, Zulema. Let's go to another question. What are the 4 languages? I think Rena mentioned them, but the follow-on question to that is in terms of packaging of goods that are coming in. Are there requirements in terms of language for the packaging of goods that are imported into Aruba?
Okay, so the languages are Papiamento, Dutch, Spanish, English, and some of us speak French and Portuguese. There are currently no requirements.
It's a little bit more than 4, Zulema, but okay.
4.5.
4.5. Okay.
No, I am looking at my colleague at the Aruba Chamber and my colleague at Extra Desk, but currently, and you can confirm it, there are no requirements for languages on packaging to distribute in Aruba. Of course, English would be a good option.
Excellent. That's good to know from the English-speaking Caribbean. I'm sure that everybody's pleased to hear that. Thank you. I have someone here who's looking for a distributor in Aruba, and they would want to be able to establish that kind of relationship. But I suspect they would want to be facilitated in meeting these distributors and sitting with them, and then be able to do their evaluation for the food and beverages sector. How can they go about that?
Well, there are different ways. Like I said, the Department of Economic Affairs would be a good first step. My colleague, she's not today with us, Suhaila Maduro, she can provide the contact details of distributors here on the island. In the past, what we have done also, but not on an individual basis, but we have welcomed, the Aruba Trade Board has welcomed incoming trade missions where, because it's a group, we would contact them with distributors, we would give the information, the whole shebang. So we can give it on an individual basis, the expert with the client, or we can welcome also incoming trade missions from CARIFORUM Islands.
Let me add on that. The Chamber of Commerce is also available to help out potential investors or potential trading partners. We have the department, business information support, and my colleague Sue Ellen will be happy to help potential clients and to meet distributor or to other partners to team up.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, so we've been talking a lot about food and beverages and manufactured goods, but I'm seeing here two questions. One is on organic agricultural products, if there is an opportunity for that in the market. And also I'm seeing a question on the fashion and entertainment industries. How lucrative are those industries in Aruba if people want to come in and do business in those particular sectors?
Where do I start first? We can start with creative industries. I'm looking at Sharon.
What I can say regarding both of them, first starting with musicians and composers, writers, what sectors of the creative industry, there are a lot of potential in Aruba regarding collaborations or even studios if they want to do their recordings. So depending on what their interest is, there are a lot of opportunities here in Aruba.
With regards to organic products, I can tell you, because Aruba has been very service-oriented in the past, very geared toward tourism, the agricultural sector did not have the importance it needed. In 2017, we started taking steps on food security, but the pandemic accelerated the need. So now food security is a big topic here in Aruba, where we are taking steps to help local agriculture, local agriculturals, local hobbyists to start their businesses in agriculture. Of course, the organic products is an opportunity here in Aruba, and the knowledge on producing these products is very welcome. And that is the partnership we are looking at, to help the local agriculturers with knowledge, with innovation that is already existing in other Caribbean islands and states.
Agriculture is also one of the promising sectors, so the
Correct.
government tries actively to promote it, meaning that there are a lot of exemptions for that agricultural sector. So if there are people interested, I suggest they either take contact with my colleague from Economic Affairs, or either contact the Chamber of Commerce, and then we can specifically provide the information that is relevant for such a person. It depends if you want to grow it in Aruba or you want to import, but the tariffs are really low if you want to import healthy products.
Great, thank you so much for that. All right, I have a question here, which may be a little bit on the technical side, but someone is interested in renewable energy, and they want to know if Aruba has an extensive development of the RE sector, and is it integrated into the national electricity grid?
Who can help me with that?
Remember, we don't have to answer all questions now. We will share these questions with you, Zulema, as our point person, and the questions can be responded to, and we have emails for everyone who has provided us with an email address so we can always forward those responses later.
Okay, no problem. What I can share, again, like you said, it's tactical, but what I can share is that the utilities companies here in Aruba are more and more open to renewable technology, in the sense that they can, of course, first, before introducing a form of renewable energy in Aruba, there needs to be an extensive conversation with the utilities companies. There is a consortium here that is geared towards new technology within renewable energy, but if it fits, if it deems important to Aruba, it can be fitted into the grid here in Aruba. So there are opportunities here. Of course, you have to, the importance is reliability. Those are the things, affordability. Those are the aspects that the consortium here, that utilities company are also part of, they focus on.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. All right. We still have another 5 minutes, but I won't take up all 5 minutes in questions, because I believe that you may want to have some final comments. I do have a question here for the free zone. Let me see. I just read it. Someone wants to set up in the free zone for manufacturing food products, and they wanted to know if any particular restrictions come to mind, and if you could quickly just say again what are the advantages for setting up that particular productive activity in the free zone as against anywhere else in Aruba.
Okay, the most important advantages to set up any type of business in the free zone is the 2% profit tax. That's the most important. And as a foreign investor, you have to bear in mind, you don't have to have a local partner. That's also important, I think. And the restrictions for food processing, in those cases that has to do with food, we are very careful, and we always, how you call that? We forward any request without breaking confidentiality agreement also with our clients. We forward always for safety requirements to how to do that in the free zone. We forward those requests to public health authorities that has to do with food. And we have how you call it, admissions procedure, which is how you call it, we can always forward to that person who is interested in setting up a business activity in the free zone. We can always forward him or her our requirements to establish a free zone company.
Sounds
I hope
good.
I answered the question short. I don't know
Perfect.
if
Thank
Betty
you so much.
I don't know if Betty has other words or something to add.
As we also stated, you don't pay no import duties on the products you are importing to for your machinery, your equipment, for your manufacturing company in the free zone. So you're exempted on paying import duties for your machinery, your equipment, or whatever you want to start up your business, your manufacturing business in the free zone.
Great, thank you so much. I'm going to ask each of our panelists to just give us their very last comments now as we wrap up. I'd also like Rena to be available to just give her final feedback as well on, just some closing remarks. Martin, I saw a couple of questions here that asked about matchmaking and whether you'd be facilitating. So maybe in your wrap up, you could give us a little bit of information about that. I also see questions here about the Expro desk. Maybe Sharon, you could tell us a bit about that and whether this is a facility that is available to CARIFORUM firms, because persons are asking, and if the facility is free, are there charges, are there costs to doing matchmaking and to utilizing the data that is available? I see questions here about real estate, and I doubt we'll be able to answer that question right now, Shelley, but we commit as usual to respond at a later date. So closing remarks, everyone. Martin, maybe we could start with you.
Yes, thank you, Suzette. I think for our foreign investors, it's most important that we have a special department called the BIS department, Business Information Support. My colleague Sue Allen will be happy to assist you either on chat, either WhatsApp. We have a special ad on our website, either by email or other forms. We can communicate by telephone. Contact us on www.arubachamber.com, and she is even more well, not reliable, but more able to help you out with specific questions with regard to setting up business relation with some clients that are interested to set up business here in Aruba.
Thank you, Martin. Sharon?
Okay, Suzette, I don't know if everybody can hear me well. However, what I can say is yes, at FORDESK, all our services are completely free. The guidance, information, workshop, helping with trade missions. But as my colleague Sulema before, we have also other units at the Department of Economic Affairs. We have IDEA, and we have also ARENA. So any questions that you might have regarding exporting your products to Aruba, if it's a distribution list, so any question we can answer you, you can contact us and we will answer you. Everything is completely free, or we can put you also in contact with the right department or right partners. So anything that you might have in mind or questions, feel free to contact the Department of Economic Affairs, Expert Desk, or my colleague Zulema, and we will put you in contact with the right person or partners.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sharon. All right. Betty, any final comments here in terms of the free zone?
If you want to do expert business, just contact us. Corey and I are the two account executives. We will guide you through the whole process. You don't have to contact anyone but us, and we'll make sure that your company is up and running within 3 months. We will send our email address. I'll mention it again. It is account.executive @ FZA, dus F as in Frederick, Z as in zebra, A as in Anton, N as in Nico, V as in Victoria.com. I repeat again, account.executive @ FZANV.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Rena, I would want to turn to you next. Do you have final words of advice to those who are thinking of doing business with Aruba?
I would just like to encourage potential investors to take the next step. You have all these organizations who are willing to support and give information, any information that you may need to enter in the market. You have contact numbers. Please make use of it. To Caribbean Export, we would like to encourage these webinars and also to be invited to the ones that we may have interest in. So on behalf of Carib Brewery, I would like to thank Caribbean Export for giving us the opportunity to give our success story in Aruba.
Great, thank you, Rena, and all the very best to you and your team, and may you continue to sell more beer in Aruba.
Of course,
best of luck to you. All right, I'm going to pass the last comments over to Sulema, who is our point of contact between the territories between Aruba and the rest of the Caribbean. Sulema, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Suzette. Well, there is a feeling of gratitude. It was a few months ago that we renewed our contact with the Caribbean Export Development Agency. And within a few months, we have been able to concretize this cooperation into this successful webinar with, I saw a maximum of 115 participants at one point. And this shows your strength, Suzette, and of your organization. And as the Aruba Trade Board, with two government organizations, the Department of Economic Affairs, the Department of Foreign Affairs, with private organizations such as the Aruba Chamber, the Free Zone, and the Aruba Trade and Industry Association, we hope that as a platform, we can strive to the level that you are working as the Caribbean Export Development Agency. Like you are helping Caribbean exporters, we want to help Caribbean businessmen who want to do business in Aruba and to invest in Aruba.
Thank you so much. We are very proud to be your partner, and we commit to continuing to partner with you going forward for the sustainable development of the Caribbean. All right, colleagues, thank you so much. We are 5 minutes over time. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us this morning, to send us your questions, to participate in this forum. As was mentioned by Damie at the beginning, Caribbean Export will be bringing other editions of Untapped Opportunities next door in our Talking Export series. We are anticipating that our next opportunity will be presented by the country of Curacao, and we will advertise and let you know when that webinar will be hosted. Thanks again to our panelists. We appreciate the fact that you have provided such a wealth of information. And as I've said, all this information will be made available on Caribbean Export's website. Just Google search Caribbean Export Aruba. You'll be taken to the website and to the page, and you'll find all this information there. Please don't look it up today or tomorrow morning. By the end of day tomorrow, have the information up. Give us a little time to get that done. And then the questions that you've asked, we're also going to forward those to Sulema. Please don't anticipate receiving a response by tomorrow either. Give her a little time to process them, to share them with all of her panelists, to make sure that all the questions are responded to. And your email addresses should have been in the registration. If it's there, then you will receive an email from us with a response to the questions that you've asked. Once again, thank you very much on behalf of Caribbean Export for being here. And we look forward to speaking with you again, or to sharing more information with you again in our next Talking Export series on Untapped Opportunities Next Door. Keep safe, keep away from COVID, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.